Welcome to More Patients, More Impact, More Income, the podcast for real holistic medical practitioners who want to grow their high-impact, high-income practice without selling out. And now, here's your host, Chris Axelrad.
I want to welcome you to this maiden voyage, this first episode of this podcast, this show, More Patients, More Impact, More Income. Now, obviously, from the name of the show, you can kind of tell what we're going to be talking about. And what I want to do is go ahead and set the tone for this thing going forward, give you the big picture on what you're going to learn and how this is going to help you grow in your practice. You know, I want to make sure that you understand that the whole focus of what we're going to be doing here on this journey together is to help you learn how to get more patients and then have more impact on those patients and your community at large. And then also, of course, translate that into generating more income for yourself so that you can do the things you want to do, have the freedom that you want to have in your life to take care of your family, travel, whatever it is that you feel is important to you, that having a bigger income, a more stable income, more consistent income is going to provide for you. First things first is let's start off by making sure that you are in the right place here, all right? So if you're a holistic practitioner, a naturopath, an MD, an acupuncturist, a nutritionist, I'm an acupuncturist. Let's just state that right off the bat. But if you want to own, or you already own, a cash-based, high-impact practice that is rooted in joy, authenticity, and integrity, and you want to do that without sacrificing your income or your patient relationships, and of course, without sacrificing the results that you're getting for your patients, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to teach you how to earn a really, really good income without selling out your purpose and your mission, and being able to serve a lot of patients if that's what you want to do, without creating some kind of a patient mill machine type of practice where you still have that authentic connection and really become that leader in your patients' lives, where they really see you as a guru, as a shaman, as a person who's really helping them to change their whole perspective on who they are and what health means, and just bringing out their strength and their natural ability to heal. That's what this is all about. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out and you want to learn how to do things the right way from day one so you can accelerate your path to your first six-figure year. It doesn't matter if you're already rolling and you're ready to level up with more powerful marketing and in-office systems to free up your time and eliminate your stress. It doesn't matter if you're ready to go big already, like you're already like killing it, but now you want to get to that next level, maybe open up another location, hire more staff, including clinicians, without diluting your mission, without diluting your impact, keeping that focus and keeping that locked in mentality on delivering really, really powerful impact. What you're going to learn here is going to really, really help you do that. What that means is this show is going to be for people who want more. This isn't for people who are looking to coast. It's also not for people who want to build online wellness programs. That's a really important thing to make sure that we understand. This is for people who want to have an impact on the ground, in the trenches, with people, face to face. It's also for people who want to learn how to handle high volume, although you don't necessarily have to be high volume. But what you're going to learn is some very time leveraged and very energy leveraged strategies for how to get more done and create more connection with less energy and less effort so you don't get burned out. The bottom line is that everything you're going to learn from me will result in you attracting a lot more patients. So it's always good to be able to handle those patients, right? I mean, if you're going to be attracting, 100 patients a week who really want to work with you, well, you better be able to handle it. Or, of course, if you want to, you can hire people, whatever it is, but it's totally up to you. The key is, though, this is about face-to-face interaction with our patients. And it's also for people who want to make money doing this work. Yes, money. And I know that's a uncomfortable concept, and for some people it's a dirty word, but we're going to be changing that as we go along in this show. All right. We're going to be helping you reframe that whole messed up concept on money that really just doesn't resonate with me. And really, if you want to be high impact and high income, obviously it's going to have to be something where you make peace with that if you haven't already. Okay. You don't have to sacrifice your integrity or your authenticity as a healer just because you accept money in exchange for the amazing work you do. And like I said, we're going to get into that later episodes. Just wanted to mention that. And also on the show, we're always putting the patient first. Like, if you want to earn your income with integrity and authenticity and sleep at night knowing that you're doing real work and having a real impact in your community and on the people that you serve, then we've always got to put the patients first. That's why the podcast is named More Patients, More Impact, More Income. It's not more impact, more income. It's not more income, more impact, more patients, or not less patients, more income, which I know a lot of people want to do. I understand that. I don't have anything against it if that's what you want to do. But this show is definitely not going to be predicated on, seeing 4 people a day and charging them $1,000 each. Although, of course, again, with the techniques that I'm going to teach you, you could easily do that. You're going to learn how to market yourself in a way that is going to be very, very powerful. If that's really your goal, that's fine. Use the tactics and the strategies however you want. I'm just letting you know that's not the way that my practice is structured. We have a blast. I mean, I love to have, a lot of people coming to see me, getting to see a lot of different things, getting to connect with a lot of different people, and it just feels really good to me. So that's the way I roll. You don't have to roll that way, but you're definitely going to learn how to get to the success on your terms through this show. The bottom line is if you take what I share with you here seriously and you take action, you're going to experience fundamental positive shifts in your patient numbers. Your clinical results are going to improve. And as a result, of course, your income is going to increase. My mentorship programs that I have, which I'm not going to talk too much about here, but you can learn about them if you want to. I have many students who have doubled their practice in 3 to 6 months using the things that I'm going to teach you. And some have even tripled their income. They haven't sold out. In fact, they're even more in tune with their integrity and their purpose and their mission and their authentic selves. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Another thing I want you to understand is why you might want to listen to me and follow this show. What makes this different from a lot of the other stuff out here? Okay, the first thing is I actually own, run, and work inside a busy holistic medicine practice. I'm an acupuncturist. I don't really think of myself solely as an acupuncturist. I do a lot of nutritional counseling, a lot of coaching of my patients. Of course, we use the Chinese herbal medicine. We also use supplements, and we are very, very holistic and forward-thinking in our approach. We're not tied to classical Chinese medicine by any stretch. I'm very much an integrator. I love to create fusions of different things. And so our practice is really what I just consider to be a holistic medicine practice. I know there's a lot of practice coaches out here who probably went into coaching because they couldn't build a successful practice on their own. And so they studied some books, they took a few courses, and now they're, quote unquote, experts in practice marketing and systems. I'm not saying all of them suck, okay? But what I am saying is that there's only so much you can coach someone on if you haven't had the experience and you haven't gone through that growth. At the same time, we all know there are great professional, sports coaches who never were really great players, but they are amazing at developing players and helping players to become great at what they do. So again, I'm not saying that all of the coaches out there who never owned a successful practice suck, but what I am saying is I own a successful practice, and what I teach is 100% based on my experience and what I actually do and what I know works. And so what that does is it gives an adaptability and resilience to the things that I teach because I've done this, I've done that, I've tried this, I've tried that. I know how different things work to the level. Some things work amazingly well. Some things work kind of well. Some things don't work at all. And some things actually screw things up. And trust me, I've been there, done that with pretty much all of it. You're not going to hear anything in this show that I haven't done. I have 3 clinic locations at this point, 4 clinicians, 5 support staff. And at this time of me recording this, we're seeing about 200 patient visits every single week. Most of our patients come once a week. We have a very small subset of people that come to our clinic twice a week. So really, we're not building our practice either on having people come every day, having people come 3 times a week, whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with that either, because if people need that, then obviously you want to offer that. But I'm just making sure you understand that we pretty much have 200 people, 200 unique people coming to our clinic every single week. And guess what? None of them are using insurance. All of them are cash paying patients. The psychology of all that, we're going to get into later as well. It's a big shift for a lot of people to think of themselves in terms of being a practitioner as taking payment in cash versus insurance. I've helped several people navigate that shift and convert their practices away from insurance dependence and directly accepting payment from the people they're helping. So we'll end up talking about that at some point. Don't worry.
If you're ready to fill your practice and keep it full without the stress and overwhelm, then get instant access to your free Autopilot Patient Attraction Playbook now at www.highimpactpracticesystems.com/autopilot.
As a listener, you're going to learn a lot in this show about what works well. You're also going to learn about stuff that doesn't work. Because again, I think it's really, really important to not only talk about the wins, talk about the victories, but to talk about things that didn't go well, the losses, the failures. And honestly, like if you're evaluating somebody to help you out with your practice, to give you some mentorship and guidance, beware of the people who only talk about their wins. Beware of the people who won't tell you about things that didn't work and who won't disclose or be honest about their failures. This is very, very important. Finally, I just want to make sure you guys understand that what I teach is definitely rooted in a very spiritual vibe. To me, holistic medicine, you talk about being holistic, that means it's all encompassing. Everything is on the table. Lifestyle, diet, yes, biochemistry, but also thoughts, feelings, emotions, environment, relationships, career. All of that stuff is on the table when it comes to holistic medicine. And there's a lot of people who label themselves holistic just because they're using supplements or just because they're giving dietary advice. But you can use supplements in an allopathic way and you can give dietary advice in an allopathic way. So just because there's not pharmaceuticals and surgery and other things involved, and you know what? Here's the thing. You can use pharmaceuticals holistically and you can use surgery in a holistic way. So these things are not mutually exclusive. It's the mindset and the way that you think about what you're doing and the work that you're doing that really makes it holistic versus allopathic. That's really, really important to understand. The other thing is that the holistic medicine business, see, a lot of people feel like business and holistic are in conflict with each other. Nothing could be further from the truth. A business is simply a physical distribution channel for the unique transformational process that only you can provide. That's the way I see it. I see my business as a reflection and a physical channel that I have set up to deliver the results that only I can deliver. Because the way you work, the way I work, the way we relate to patients is different. And everybody, no matter what you do, people are going to have a unique experience depending on who they're working with, even within my clinic, with my associates, with my clinical associates. People are going to have a different experience depending on who they see. We have an overriding or overarching sort of general guidelines that we all stay within. So that way, we don't have people, if I happen to cover one of my associates, it's not like a total left turn for them, So I definitely bring people in who resonate with the vibe we have here, who are willing to become part of an established process. But of course, within that, they have a lot of freedom to be themselves. They have a lot of freedom to choose how they're going to work with their patients. But the key is that you are unique, and the more that you set your business up to reflect that vision, the more impact you're going to have. And that requires a lot of clarity on who you are, a lot of understanding and clarity on your purpose and your mission. And I don't compromise on that. And that is spiritual work, period. You're going to hear some things in that domain as well as you follow this show. Finally, I want to tell you the problem this show is going to solve. And it's not just for you, but I really feel like for all the holistic practitioners who want to grow their impact and their income without selling out their authentic mission and purpose, here's the problem that this show, or the problems that this show is intended to help solve. Number one is information overload. There are so many people talking out here about so many things. And you know what? From what I've seen, as someone who's actually doing this at a high level, someone who's in the trenches, on the front lines, building a business that's not, and now granted, I'm not saying online businesses are bad. The fact that I'm on this podcast and I do offer my mentorship and coaching services through the channel of the internet, tells you that I have nothing against online businesses. But when you're in the trenches, on the front lines, in the physical world, seeing people face to face, it's just a whole different game. And there's a lot of people out here who talk a big game about a lot of things, but they're really not out here doing it. They're self-styled experts. They're just rehashing stuff from other people's blogs or regurgitating stuff they've learned in other people's courses about practice management and marketing. If you follow this show, again, like I said, you're going to get information that is straight up from the battlefield, essentially. It's not theoretical. It doesn't sound pretty just for the sake of like sounding pretty. Maybe sometimes quotes will come out that sound profound, but that's just because of things that I've learned and something I'm sharing with you from the heart. This is not going to be regurgitated, rehashed information. The second problem is that most of the marketing stuff being taught to holistic practitioners, to me, honestly, is like crap. It really is. A lot of people will teach you, just jam as many leads as possible in your front door, like get them in the clinic and then sort through and see who's a good fit, who's not. This is one of the worst ways to build your practice. Another thing people will teach is special offers, discounts, incentives, which to me just commoditizes what we do. I mean, you're never going to see like a neurosurgeon offer a special on fixing an aneurysm. You're never going to see a orthopedic surgeon like saying, hey, 50% off your hip replacement for a limited time. What we need to do is focus on solving real problems. And I'm going to get more into that later. But the point is, if you want to be high impact and high income, and with the focus there on the impact, then we got to stop doing that. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Most holistic clinic owners have a lot of difficulty getting consistent patient flow, solid retention, high quality referrals. And that's not because of how the marketing is being taught per se. It's first and foremost a mindset issue. It's a mindset issue. And this is where we get into more of the psychological and spiritual dynamics of building a powerful, profitable, impactful business around your mission. That theme is going to be woven deeply into the fabric of this show. It's going to give you some really powerful shifts, not only how you think about yourself, but your market, your mission, and the impact that you are capable of having, which is way beyond anything you can imagine. Way beyond anything you can imagine, I promise. Just listening to this show, is going to help reshape how you're seeing yourself, how you're thinking about yourself, how you're thinking about your practice in a very organic and natural way. It's not something that you're going to need to go study. You just listen, absorb, and yes, implement. But things will start to come out naturally. You'll start to see shifts in how you're relating to your patients, how you're seeing your business and your marketing, and how you're thinking about the decisions that you need to make to move forward. The way I'm going to help do this basically is this. I'm only going to teach you the proven time leverage and simple systems that I use to attract motivated patients to my practice. I'm going to be totally transparent and real with you, again, about what works and what doesn't. I'm going to help you get clear on your mission and purpose, how to take that and encode it into a message that resonates with the people in your market now who are already looking for you, right? Or who will be looking for you 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 20 years from now. Yeah, we're going to talk about advertising. Yes, because when you know the process of getting your message in front of the right people at the right time, you know how to get and hold their attention, and you know how to build that genuine trust so they're inspired to take action, not because you have a discount, not because there's a gimmick, but because they sense you're the real deal and they have a real problem that they need help with. This is the most powerful thing you can do to take control of your patient flow. And most important, we're going to talk a lot of mindset, like I said. At the end of the day, everything begins and ends with what you think about and the emotions that you're generating. But more importantly, it's how you think and how you hold yourself spiritually and emotionally, and even physically, your body language. All of that is the core of becoming high impact and high income. In conclusion, I want to welcome you to the show. I'm super pumped to have you here. And over the next few episodes, we're going to set the foundation for how you're going to grow your patient base, maximize your impact, and massively increase your income, all while maintaining your authenticity, integrity, and sense of joy and purpose in your work. All right? So let's go. See you on the other side on the next episode.
This is the podcastfactory.com.